What's good, YouTube? It's your boy P Money. So Blazers take another loss, 106-114 to the Raptors, who pretty much closed the show in the fourth quarter with a 14-0 run led by Pascal Siakam, who had 13 in the quarter, and Fred VanVleet doing his thing, scoring and making the right play. In that first quarter, VanVleet goes off. He goes for 11 points on 5 of 7 from the field, goes 1 of 2 from 3, had a rebound and an assist. And Siakam gets off to a slow start thanks to the great defense of effort from Nasir Little in his first start of his NBA career. Siakam finished up with 5 points on 2 of 8 from the field. He goes 1 of 2 from 3, had a rebound and a steal. In that first quarter, Whiteside was the man for the Blazers. He had 8 points on 4 of 7 from the field and had 4 rebounds. Simons off the bench had quick 5 points on 2 of 2 from the field, had a rebound, assist, and a turnover. And the Blazers were rolling in that first quarter and got steady contributions from pretty much everyone that was in the game, which the rotation ended up shrinking. They only ended up playing 9 guys, and Blazers were up 30-23 at the end of the first quarter. But the Raptors go off in the second quarter and use a 31-23 quarter to end up being up by 1 at halftime, and that was led by Terrence Davis off the bench with 11 points. VanVleet was still playing. He had 15 points on 5 of 8 from the field, had 1 of 3 from 3, had a rebound and 2 assists. And then Siakam kind of got it going, but he had 12 points on 5 of 13 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, had 2 rebounds, assists, and a steal. Like I was saying, Nasir Little makes a huge impact in the first half of this quarter, or her first half of this game, and he had 4 points on 2 of 6 from the field, was 0 of 3 from 3, had 4 rebounds, a turnover, and a block. And it also allowed load management for Dame and CJ, who only had 17, and 11 minutes. Oh, Whiteside as well. They were all well rested, so they could try and give something at the end of the game, because they knew that they were gonna be in the dogfight. But in that first half, Whiteside led the way with 10 points, 5 of 9 from the field, had 5 rebounds and an assist. Rodney Hood looked excellent in his return to lead the Blazers tonight, but in the first half he finished up with 9 points on 3 of 6 from the field, goes 1 of 3 from 3, had a rebound and an assist. And McCollum also chipped in with 9 points on 4 of 10 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, had 2 rebounds. And then Dame only had 4 points at the time, because he only had 5 shots up at the half. He had 4 points on 1 of 5 from the field, hit a logo 3, had a rebound, 6 assists, and a block. They were just trapping and doubling Dame all night. As soon as he got the ball, they made sure that he got it out of his hands, and that was the entire night. Simons in the half, he scored 7 points off the bench, and the Blazers had a season high 13 assists in the first half. The Blazers didn't really shoot it very well at 39%, but the Raptors didn't really shoot it well either. And at half, the score, what was the score? Oh yeah, 54-53 with the Raptors. In that third quarter, the Raptors end on a 16-3 run to pretty much put the game away, led by Siakam and VanVleet to take an 87-89 lead. And then the Blazers, VanVleet, he scored 25 points on 9 of 13 from the field, was 3-5 from 3, had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. Siakam, he was starting to get his footing. He had 23 points on 9 of 21 from the field, went 3 of 6 from 3, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a turnover, a steal, and a block. And his spin moves were insane. Like he could spin to the left, spin to the right. He's slithery whenever he's around the basket. You know what I mean? Like he can avoid a lot of things that defenses try to do to him. This dude is a beast. So I can see why Toronto was so high on the hopes that the Raptors can get back to the championship, because they just have really good defense, and Siakam is definitely becoming a superstar. Rodney Hood scored 14 in that quarter to finish up with 23. He had 8 of 12 from the field, 5 of 8 from 3, had 2 rebounds and a turnover. CJ, he made himself a 3 for 12 points on 5 of 12 from the field, goes 2 of 5 from 3, had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. And Dame was still, he didn't really do much in the quarter. The Raps, they go on a 14-0 run after the Blazers tied the game up at 89 apiece to pretty much seal it for the Blazers, or for the Raptors. Siakam ended up finishing up with 36 points, 15 of 28 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, a steal, and a block. Van Vliet, he also had 30 points, shot an efficient 10 of 16 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3, had 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, and a block. And Rodney Hood finished up with that game high, or not a game high, but Blazers high of 25 points, 9 of 15 from the field, 5 of 10 from 3, had 2 rebounds, and assists, and 2 turnovers. McCollum had a pretty good game, finished up with 19 points on 8 of 18 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, a turnover, a steal, and a block. And that block was nasty that CJ had. Simons, off the bench, finished up with 17 points on 6 of 11 from the field. It was 3 of 8 from 3, had a rebound, assist, and a turnover. And Blazers bench ended up scoring 34 points. And Hollis Jefferson and Davis combined for 31 points off the bench for the Raptors alone. They also got a couple of contributions from other guys as well. And then Blazers also had Hazonia off the bench, and not much. They had Bazemore 7. Bazemore had 7. Hazonia had 10, and then 17 from Simons. And then Dame ended up finishing the game with 9 points, shot only 12 times, went 2 of 12, made 2 of 7 from 3, had a rebound, had 10 assists, 2 turnovers, and 2 blocks. And like I was saying, they just trapped or doubled. Just whatever Dame was trying to do, they made it really, really tough on him, because they just got a lot of long, athletic players on the Raptors. And it was tough sledding for Dame. Definitely his worst game of the season as far as offensive wise. Blazers end up shooting 40% for the game. Raptors shoot 46. Blazers make 17 threes, but they have to take 48 of those just to make 17. The Blazers had a season high 24 assists, and they only had 12 turnovers for the game, but just wasn't enough. Siakam and Van Vliet, those guys got that championship medal, even though Serge Ibaka and Kyle Lowry are down right now. They just got too much veteran savvy. Guys like Gasol, even though he didn't have like the greatest game offensively, he made a really big impact defensively, because he ended up with 4 blocks, and just made it tough on Dame. Whenever he would switch on Dame, it would just be tough for Dame to get past him. You know, he wasn't falling for any of the moves that Dame likes to do in a game. So shouts out to the Raps, man. Dudes played really hard, excellent defense for the game. Blazers ended up shooting 38 of 96 for, like I said, 40% from the field. They go 17 of 48 for 35% from three-point land. They shoot 13 of 16 for 81% from the free throw line. Of those 38 made baskets, they get 24 assists. They have 43 rebounds, 11 of those offensive. They get 3 steals, 7 blocks, and like I was saying, 12 turnovers. For the Raps, they don't shoot it great, but better than the Blazers did. They go 42 of 92 for 46% from the field. They go 14 of 32 for 44% from three-point land. They go 16 of 17 for 94% from the free throw line. Of their 42 made baskets, they get 20 assists. They pull down 50 boards, 14 offensive, get 4 steals, 9 blocks, and they also have 12 turnovers. So it was just one of those types of games that the defense ended up winning out for this game. Both teams had stretches of where like the defense was looking really, really good. The Raptors were just able to execute a few more plays more than the Blazers were, and that ended up giving them another win. And they ended up finishing this road trip 3-1. So Blazers are about to go on another 6-game road trip that starts in San Antonio. So Blazers need to use these 2 days off that they have coming up, which is not very often that they've had that many days off before they play a game. They got to use that to their advantage for this road trip, because they definitely need to win this road trip. It's getting to be where I'm not worried about them. I just want to see them be able to string together some wins. Like, yeah, they've been playing well. They're not getting blown out, but some of these games need to start turning into wins. Just so some of these guys, you could just tell, like a guy like Hazonia, even though he had a pretty good game, he was kind of getting down on himself. I seen CJ a lot when he was making threes and stuff. It seemed like he was a little bit, more, I'd say he was getting more hype than I usually see him. He's usually pretty steady and calm and collected. So I think these losses are getting to all of them. So hopefully they can turn that around with San Antonio, because they're not playing their best basketball either. So I think that the Blazers should be able to win that game. If they get the same type of contributions they did tonight, I think they can beat the San Antonio Spurs, even though it's an away game. The Blazers have played better on the road than they have at home, which is crazy to say, but it just seems that way right now, because 3 of their 4 wins are on the road. So even though they're 3-4 right now on the road, so definitely need a win. This is, I wouldn't say must win, but a must win for me, as far as like just seeing them winning, getting back to their winning ways. Like, I know once the season gets in, everybody gets in their good rhythm, that the Blazers will be firing on all cylinders, because you could just see it at times that the Blazers offense is it's gonna be very, very crazy to stop once everybody, like if everyone can get into a nice little rhythm, like with Rodney Hood, CJ, Dame, Hassan, it's gonna be very, very interesting, along with Anthony Simons off that bench. And then also Nasir Little, man. I think Nasir Little is definitely a player that's going to make a huge impact for the Blazers this year. And even though we're in this tough stretch right now, I liked what I saw from him. He played very, very well tonight, especially on the defensive end against Siakam. But Siakam just has those post moves, man. He was looking like a blender in there. He was just putting everybody in the blender. It didn't really matter who was on him, but Nasir Little stopped him the best, because just his strength and athleticism and being able to, guess right. You could just tell he's a good student of the game. But this is your boy P Money. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to all my supporters. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And I'm off this.